this is definitely not your grandma's fruitcake. Unless your grandma happens to be Jamaican. Hi, Trisha, I'm Ia.
Hi, Ia. How are you?
Good. Tell us where we're at.
Oh, we're at Galaxy Foods, my favorite Caribbean store in Minnesota.
Awesome. So what are we making today?
We've been making the Jamaican fruitcake.
Oh, fruitcake.
Yes,
so,
fruitcake.
You know, when I hear the word fruitcake, I kind of cringe a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm just so used to all these like really bad fruitcake, you know?
Have you had the Jamaican fruitcake?
I have not, so I'm like really excited.
Yeah, this fruitcake it does have a lot of fruit, but it's moist, it's gooey, it's not hard.
I'm not the only one that thinks of fruitcake as dense. The average weight of a fruitcake is 2 pounds. It has the same density as mahogany. What are the first ingredients here that we're grabbing?
Jamaican fruitcake is usually pretty dark, so I'm gonna grab some brown ink for flavoring, and it does give it the color. Let's grab some brown sugar.
Awesome.
And this is what makes our fruitcake unique and different, because we're using this unrefined sugar. It's got, you know, molasses in it, so it gives it that good Jamaican cane sugar taste. So our fruitcake also has some almond flavoring, vanilla flavoring, ground nutmeg. So let's go grab that fruit. There's no fruitcake without fruit.
Oh, awesome.
So here's tropical fruitcake mix. So it's got different tropical fruits. This has been marinated for a whole year. Traditionally in Jamaica, once the holiday's over, we start soaking our fruits. So it's a year-long process to get the alcohol infused in our mixed fruits for our cake.
Yeah, so you're preserving it in the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some cherries. It's just garnish at the end for our fruitcake. It just makes it look really pretty.
Anything else that we're grabbing here?
In Jamaica, we usually eat our fruitcake around Christmas time, and you don't eat fruitcake without sorrel, so I'm gonna make that for you as well.
In Europe and Asia, sorrel refers to a green leafy vegetable with a distinct tart and sharp taste. However, in Jamaica, sorrel refers to the Roselle hibiscus plant native to Africa.
So typically our sorrel drink is made from dried hibiscus leaves.
Okay. I love hibiscus, by the way. It's one of my favorite.
And it's delicious. Wait until you taste it.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab some cloves here.
So far, all the flavors you've gotten or all the aromatics does remind me of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these are all Christmas flavors.
So there's no Jamaican house with these two things on our Christmas menu.
Christmas is coming early this year.
I know.
Thanks a lot, Arun. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm so ready for this.
Oh yeah, let's go bake. It's gonna be good.
The origins of fruitcake go back to ancient Rome. Roman soldiers ate satira, kind of like an energy bar made of barley mash, pomegranate seed, pine nuts, raisins, and honeyed wine. Like today's fruitcake, it was calorie-packed and didn't spoil quickly, a plus for soldiers going to the battlefields. More recipes appeared later using dried fruits. But it wasn't until the arrival of sugars from the Americas in the 16th century and a wide availability of ingredients like nuts and dried and candy fruits that we start to see the cake we know today. Hey chef, we're here at Studio Q. We got all this incredible ingredient. And then we have wine. Is that just for us, or?
Yeah, it could be for you, but we do need our red wine as part of the baking process.
Awesome. Well, this just seems so rich. So rich that it was considered a sin and outlawed in Europe in the 18th century. The ban didn't last long though, and by the next century, British royals were using it as their choice wedding cake sponge. Yeah, under all that icing is a fruitcake.
So first we're gonna add our brown sugar.
In the 19th century, fruitcake recipes started turning up in the Caribbean, likely brought by the English colonizers.
Then we're gonna add our butter.
And you let the butter soften, right?
Yes, but it has to come to room temperature.
Okay, and that's very important when you're creaming it.
Very important, yeah. Just get it creamy. So you're gonna add each egg one at a time so it creams in. So let's just get our wet ingredients. So we're gonna use our 2 cups of our mixed fruit and our red wine.
When was your first memory of eating this?
My grandfather used to bake too. And the first Christmas I remember, maybe around 3 or 4, and the taste has not left.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love that. I love the fact that like food innates memory inside of us.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, pour until the ancestors say stop. 6 tablespoons of our browning.
What is browning?
So browning is burned brown sugar. It's additional flavoring for our cake. It's what gives it that dark complexion in the cake.
So is it more of a color or is it more of a flavor?
It's both. It's playing a dual role. We could have the fruitcake without the dark color, but we couldn't have the fruitcake without the browning because it is mostly for flavor.
In Jamaica, it's called both Christmas cake and black cake because of its association with the holiday and dark color.
This is optional. I'm gonna add some raisins.
Okay.
So it brings that additional sweetness to the cake. Let's get our dried ingredients ready.
Okay.
So we're just simply gonna add our baking powder and our allspices to this mixture.
Chef, where did you learn this recipe?
Oh man, this recipe is really personal to me. I learned from my aunt who passed 2 years ago. She was my favorite aunt and she usually make her fruitcakes as Christmas gifts. She knew she was a baker. That was her passion. I didn't know I could bake until 2 years ago.
Really? So yeah, break that down for us.
I had a serious bout of postpartum depression and then just baking, I baked my way through that. So cakes really saved me. And as I was doing my baking practice, I called her and asked for her recipe. That's how I ended up having the recipe. I just love baking her fruitcake. It's home to me. My fruitcake is pretty flavorful, so let's add our vanilla extract and our almond essence.
Okay.
We want to add 1/3 of this dried mixture into our mixer.
So chef, why are we adding this 1/3 at a time instead of just throwing it all in there?
Well, it's all about chemistry. We want it to incorporate without over mixing our
Because if
batter.
it overmixes, it gets super dense.
Super dense, and you don't want
And that's where you get that really crappy
grandma
fruitcake.
fruitcake. Correct. I'm really trying desperately not to over mix my fruitcake. And then once you've gotten all your ingredients in, you're gonna mix at medium speed.
Okay.
You move it to high, and then voila. So let's grab some baking tins.
And can I just say that the way that this batter looks, it almost looks like a chocolate mousse.
Yes, it does.
It's so fluffy. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Then we bake it at 325.
We're moving on to this next part.
We're making our sorrel wine. It typically complements our fruitcake.
What is the first step?
Get our water in the pot, get it boiling. We want the ginger to boil along with the water so we can get that kick at the end.
In that boiling process, it extracts all of that flavor out of
from
the
the
ginger. That's
correct.
amazing. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna just add a few cloves in it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add all of our sorrel.
And the one thing I noticed was you turn the flame off.
Yep.
Okay.
Because we're not boiling the sorrel, we're trying to steam and extract.
You really put a lot of sorrel in there.
Yes.
Right? It's absorbing everything.
Yep, because we really want it to be concentrated.
Okay, absolutely.
So we just let this sit for 24 hours and then we'll add the red wine and the rum at the end and sweeten to taste.
Amazing. Okay, so we waited 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna strain it.
Yep. Okay.
Oh no, it looks like a murder scene. We got this beautiful like magenta color here. So how do we flavor this?
We're gonna add 1 cup of red wine.
Okay.
This is optional, but in what you want. And this is Jamaican rum. It's optional as well. But
We'll take the option.
yeah.
Option. Take.
So I typically put about a half cup.
Yeah, I think that's not really a half cup. I
Okay.
think
Okay.
or there's a half cup.
There's
right
the
there.
half.
Okay.
And then we just sweeten to taste.
Okay.
So I just put sugar until the sweetness ancestors say stop.
I'm so excited.
Me
We get to do my
too.
favorite part, decorating the cake.
Typically, as soon as it comes out of the oven
Ooh.
or it's cooled down, we spray with some extra red wine to keep it moist
Oh, can
and
I
to
spray this
infuse
one?
some extra alcohol in it.
Oh, I like. What vintage?
Yeah. Way to go, bro.
Spraying the fruitcake with wine not only adds some additional flavor, but the alcohol acts as a preservative. The act of spraying, brushing, or even wrapping the fruitcake in an alcohol-soaked cloth is called feeding the fruitcake. This is done repeatedly to help prevent mold and yeast growth on the outside while the fruitcake ages. And I know, aging baked goods sounds strange, but some fruitcake connoisseurs claim that you should age them 1 to 3 months before you consume, so the sugars in the dried fruits can mellow. Oh, dang. Okay, this part I'm not too good at.
Yeah.
So,
I just typically just flip and shake.
oh boy. Okay. Flip and shake. That's a new
Yeah.
dance move.
Did you get it? There you go.
yes. Yes. My gosh.
You see how
it's super
moist? Yeah.
What?
Told you.
Oh, look at that. We got some
Yep.
red cherries here.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want. You know, you're being extra, but we could just put one.
That's awesome.
One, you know, that's a lot. So so maybe 3. What
Trying to
about
be very
that?
artistic about
Like,
this.
look about that. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
And voila.
That
ladies and
that
gentlemen.
looks so good.
Moist Jamaican fruit cake.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yes. Can never have enough red wine.
Cheers. I think the balance of like that tardiness from the hibiscus with just that sugar in there, it just really balances out really well.
Makes it perfect. Did you taste that white rum though?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. No, but it is so refreshing. Okay, and then now we have fruitcake here.
Yep.
It's almost like a little gooey, right?
Yes, it is very gooey.
Man,
That is the best fruit cake you've ever had.
you're right. Like it's really deep, really rich. It really shows the difference between using regular sugar and brown sugar in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have changed my mind on the word fruitcake.
Yeah.
And thank you for this incredible drink too, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you
Yeah.
for having me. It was really fun.
So cheers, thank you.
Cheers.
Oh no, it looks like a murder scene.
You did it. It wasn't me. Are you using all of your strength?